Hello?
This is Finish Big and Quick.
We are finishing big today, baby.
Yes, it is the combination of 4 box sets that we are reviewing today. It is the last in the Hebe Harrison instalment of Purity Unbound. Well, they're all called Purity this pure. It's difficult to keep track.
All of time and space is a happy place with the 6th Doctor Who, with Hebe and Mel.
Okay, let's get on to it. It's a quick finish, not a long one.
No,
right.
Instant finish. Instant. How many times do we have to do this?
Okay, so it's Purity Unbound. Now, 3 more stories in this amazing series that we've loved so far. We've got Colin Baker, Bonnie Langford, Ruth Medley, with Shirley Houston and Toby Haydock guest starring as well.
Ron. I love Ron so much.
And of course, who plays Patricia McBride?
Imogen Stubbs.
And Imogen Stubbs as well.
Yes.
What a cast, what a team.
I'm not sure I'll be able to keep this to 10 minutes now. I've got lots to say.
Well, last time we left off with a cliffhanger at the end of the last box set, didn't we?
We did.
And so then this very much is very arc heavy. It really does carry on.
It's one story.
And it's
one
3
story. Writers, but it's one story.
Yeah, so we've got Jacqueline Rayner, Mark Wright, and Robert Valentine.
Oh, Robert Valentine. He's so handsome as well, honestly. Check out his commentaries on Hands with a Blunt Penknife.
Yeah. So there will be spoilers in this. Okay, so the first story, Girl in a Bubble by Jacqueline Rayner.
Yes. I thought this was actually the strongest script of the 3. I think Jacqueline Rayner knows her stuff and she knows how to write this stuff. And if there's one thing she loves, it's Colin Baker's 6th Doctor, Bonnie Langford's Mel, and she's created this series and she's created Hebe. So this is a massive character tale and everybody is at their best.
Can I just say, I've said this before, say it again, Jacqueline Rayner for executive producer of Big Finish.
She can do no wrong.
Please, can we have a re-election or something?
Can we put her in charge? I mean, just watch these sets.
Can there be a revolution? Can we overthrow the throne and put Jacqueline Rayner there somehow?
I know what we'll do. We'll get a time suit. We'll go back in time and rewrite history. So Jacqueline Rayner's in charge. Can I just say, I think Mel is particularly well written in this. There's a whole sequence where Hebe, who is being kept in she's the girl in the bubble, so Patricia McBride has created this horrendously sterile world, this perfect world where there's no disabled people, there's no gay people and all of this, and to make herself feel better, the one person she knew that was imperfect, she's kept in this sort of glass bubble, trapped her entire life. And she's getting these notes, isn't she, from Elise, who's her friend, and Mel figures out all the literary references, and it's written so smartly.
It's very clever because it's quite a small story in terms of a couple of locations in this world, but it didn't feel slow. I mean, there's 2 half-an-hour episodes of this story, and it's working it out, and it is very much carrying on the story and setting up what is to come later on.
You know what's scary about this new world that Professor Patricia McBride, that's the last time I can say that, so I'll say Professor Patricia McBride has created it is a benevolent dictatorship, i.e. she's created a world where the perfect people are given a good life, they're given balanced meals, and the Doctor just says it's bland, it's not how it should be, it's without flaws. Yeah, it's horrible. The idea of everybody just being the same and there being no imperfections, it just doesn't sound very interesting at all. And it's unlike this script, which is very interesting.
We've got Hebe back because she actually wasn't in the last set at all.
No.
I was quite surprised. So we've got her
she was
back.
Filming Doctor Who.
Maybe. So really good start to this box set, Girl in the Bubble by Jacqueline Rayner. And then we're on to the second story, The Corruptions by Mark Wright.
I've not seen Mark Wright for ages in the schedules, do you know?
No, you're not. It's a different. It's not the Mark Wright. This was a very
conceptual story. It's set all within Pease Pottage, and it's all of the ladies. So it's Hebe, Mel, and Elise trapped inside this ghoulish version of Pease Pottage.
I don't know. There's a lot of these stories where it's like all alternative worlds and what's going on. That first episode, again, two half-an-hour episodes, that whole first episode was just sort of mystery and center. It felt like it wasn't really going anywhere.
I thought the second episode was a lot better.
It was much stronger.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's great to have Peace Pottage and all of those things. A lot of references to the Wrong Doctors as well, actually.
Peace Pottage hot.
All of that stuff. So that was really nice. It was more atmosphere than actual plot. But it was
like that idea of trapping them inside a village, and they've got like it's male wraiths, because what Mark Wright does is he uses the discontinuity of Mel meeting the Doctor. So she's like this complex space-time event which Patricia McBride uses to manipulate to create this sort of Peace Pottage prison. And the fault of these sort of dementors, all played by Bonnie Langford, swirling about the place, and they're all screaming, aren't they? Poor Bonnie, she's screaming her head off again.
Yeah,
but it was good. I enjoyed it.
It's a very middling story. I can see why it's sort of sat in the middle of this set.
Yeah,
really. And then we are The Wrong Side of History by Robert Valentine, which has to sort of wrap up these 4-box sets in pretty much an hour. And again, we're back in this world that Patricia McBride has created. But the suit, and this happened in that second one actually, the suit sort of is starting to take over. The sort of AI of the suit is controlling
but with her personality in
but
there.
She's still the villain of this. It's not like she's innocent or anything. But
she's realised at this point that things have gone too far, and she's sort of trapped inside the suit that's taken on her personality. So the Doctor's trying to sort of break in and say, look, we can change things back, but you have to want to do it.
And we had some surprising returns as well from
Chronomancer.
The Chronomancer, where the suit came from in the first place. That was nice with
Matthew Brenner, who normally plays the Ice Warriors.
You can tell it's him.
But he's got a fabulous deep... I wonder if he's a smoker, for 20 a day. Because he's got a really deep voice. But he's a great villain.
So that was a surprise.
He was a big melodramatic villain, which I really liked.
That was a surprise to see him come back, but it makes perfect sense because that's where this suit came from.
And the time zone that is set in, it's the same time and place that the Doctor took Patricia to in the second set where she realised things had gone wrong and was appalled about the diversity. So they returned to that, and she smoothed it all out and made it pure. Oh God, what a
I wasn't really
horrendous
sure
word.
where this was going to go and how it was going to wrap up, and it did seem to wrap up fairly quickly. But there was a really nice bit at the end. Evelyn, the character of Evelyn, and this must come from Jacqueline Rayner, has been woven throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
And the payoff at the end really works really well. It is absolutely...
Colin gets to read out a letter as the Sixth Doctor that Evelyn has written, and so it feels like she is like an integral part of
like
these regulars.
Part of all of this,
and because she brought them all together and all that, it as a love letter to Evelyn Smythe. The whole series has been gorgeous.
And what we were saying, we absolutely love that little gang that the Sixth Doctor has gained in this with Hebe, Mel, Elise and Ron.
Can I just say, Ron, as played by the wonderful Toby Haydock, as this sort of... he gets a chance to be the hero in this and throw a bucket of water over the suit and save the... Ron, you saved the day. Oh, did I really? It's amazing.
It's a great gang to have. And then you feel like Evelyn's around as well.
But do you know, my favourite part of this was Patricia's death, sorry spoilers, but where she says to the Doctor, will you hold my hand, I don't want to die alone, and he's so kind to her after all of those big arguments they had with their differences of opinion. And I think the best of this set has been the scenes between Colin Baker and Imogen Stubbs, whether they are opposing each other or whether they're working together or whether he's comforting her at the end. That relationship has been brilliant.
And I've loved the dynamic between Hebe and Mel in this as well.
Melanie Mel. Yeah.
It's really done a lot for Mel in all of these box sets.
Mel had a massive role in this. I was really surprised.
A main part, yeah.
And let's not forget as well, throughout this, there has been sort of standalones as well. The Paul Mars one set at the university, which was set a lot up, but it was a sort of standalone comedy.
The Matthew Sweet one.
Oh, that's probably the best of the whole thing.
It's been really, really great. And I know we've complained about more modern Big Finish not being as creative or anything.
With good reason.
With good reason, because there's stuff like this, which has everything
continuity free,
new.
character focused, dialogue focused, concept focused,
and it's an arc that's paid off, and we've stuck with it this whole time, and it hasn't disappointed at
and
all.
entirely original
really
as well. Original. That's the important thing. Is this is not Doctor Who sucking off its own past.
No,
it's taking a core group of characters and doing a fresh, original story with it.
Over 4 box sets as well, and it hasn't felt like. I mean, maybe if you look at the 4 box sets from like the Paul McGann series that they've done again and again, sometimes they lose a bit of steam. This hasn't lost any steam throughout these 4
you know
box
what it is
sets.
as well? I think it's character first all the time with these. And
because
the characters
follow those characters
have been fun and they're people you want to be around.
Yeah.
It's just been
wonderful. And the stories have been really great as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just more of this, please.
Well, we know there's another 6th Doctor set coming. We know Jacqueline Rayner's involved because it says on the Big Finish website.
So please, come on, just do some more. Just take over all
more
of them,
Hebe,
please.
Because we like Hebe very much.
I really hope it's Hebe, but if not, if Jacqueline Rayner's producing another box set, if it's 6th Doctor and Perry even or something, I really hope that she continues to work for them because she's a breath of fresh air.
What I realise from this is, with all those Paul McGann sets, you know, the sort of John Dorney Matt fitting ones, is I feel like they get a bit overblown, a bit overcomplicated, a bit concept heavy and not character focused enough. This proved to me that this long form storytelling, it can really work.
It does work, and it's got a bit timey-wimey, and it has got, but it's been able to follow, and you've had those individual stories as well, but they've all had at varying degrees input into the overstory art. Some have been more standalone with only a little bit, but then you've got these other ones like in this box set particularly that have really sort of ramped it up, and it does fill in all the gaps that we've had along the way. But it's a good balance of it all.
But do you remember what I said to you in the first set? Why the hell is this called Purity? Because it's never explained in the first set at all. And in fact, the thematic arc of this, of celebrating differences and saying that we are an imperfect race and that's a good thing and that makes us strong and different, it is great. And the fact that it's the Doctor championing that, I think that's been the most important thing of this, of all of what this covers, is making that statement. And it's not just for disabled people, although we've had fantastic representation here as well. It's just for everybody. He says, what is it, that the human race is not a garden, it's not perfect, it should be diverse. Sorry, I had to end on a homily.
And we had no idea when we got that first one, Waterworlds, that it was even going in this direction, because it built up so gradually. It was only in the second box set that it really ramped up. It was sort of hinted at in that first one, so it didn't go right into it all guns blazing. It sort of lulled you into sort of a false sense, didn't it? And then you,
bam,
when those moments happened, they really had impact.
And I've got to sort of say, like, the bit where the confrontation between the Doctor and Patricia in the kitchen in Chronomancer, then his scenes with her throughout the third set, and then his last scene with her in this set, it's just some of the best. Colin's getting some terrific material again, thank God.
Yeah.
Jack Rayner,
thank you.
Oh, and don't forget.
Don't forget.
Don't forget Jack Rayner.
Don't forget.
Finish big.
Finish big.